Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and today I have something very special for you guys. So, I'm a fan of the Amazing Digital Circus. It has been so much fun to watch with so many great moments and scenes. And so today we are going to do something very special for the week before the final episode drops on YouTube. Now, because of that, I've only seen episodes 1 through 8, so literally anything could happen in episode 9. And I am recording this well in advance for it. But one thing that really caught my eye about it was how there's 6 main characters in the show itself. Why is that something that's very unique? Well, because Power Rangers does the same thing. They start out with 5 characters and move up to 6, sometimes even 7, characters to focus on. So, because of that, and because my channel is primarily Power Ranger based, I started to think, what if they could be Power Rangers as well? So, let's just get right into this, because I am so excited! It seems I have a bucket on my head, and I assume I shouldn't take it off. Kinger. Hey, Pomni. Is there something you'd like me to remember? Well, there's someone new here. I think it'd be best if we told him our journey. I see. Well, where should we start? How about at the beginning? Oh, sounds like a good place to begin. Well, kid, it all started a long time ago, but not too long. Back in the real world, I was a programmer at a company called P&R. We were a company that was developing programs to assist the next generation of superheroes called the Power Rangers. Our first big success was the creation of Kane 5. Well, I don't think that's what we originally called him, but he was my greatest achievement as a programmer. I didn't create him altogether myself, but it was good groundwork for what the whole team could process in this endeavor. However, he took over the system to fulfill his ultimate purpose, to create scenarios and adventures to prepare a new team of Rangers. He put in several of his own filters, including a swear filter, as Rangers were not supposed to swear, both to show we're heroes for everyone and this world is made for people of all ages. In theory. But in doing this, he pulled me and my team into his world. We were trapped in here. For years, he'd send us on adventures as his digital rangers, complete with crimson, orange, green, indigo, cyan, black, and purple rangers, the last of which is me. However, nothing he did ever really satisfied us. It got to a point that the team began to abstract and become monstrous. Kane 5 wouldn't let us be hurt or killed in the adventures, but abstraction is different. It's something of a death for us here. We're not sure about what the real cause of it is, but my theory is either that they have to have passed in the real world, or they just give up on the overall Ranger mission. Both theories are true for what happened in the past. Scratch, I don't remember his real name, but that's the name he went by in our digital world. He was the genius behind our inventions. I can't tell you if it was from pure brilliance or tumor in his head. But he was the first to abstract. The others, Wormo, Spike, Bizco, Ratty, they followed soon after. And after that, it was my wife. Sorry. It's okay, Pomni. If anything, I know she'd want me to remember the good times we had together. Anyway, I was then the only human left in this world for years. I roamed the hallways alone for what felt like an eternity. Memories melded together, and my body was beginning to feel sluggish every day. And my mind, well, my mind started going in and out. Everything started melding together, and memories kept flooding in and leaving me. I couldn't know how much longer I would be able to go on. But then someone else arrived. Ragatha. And when I saw her, I knew there was a reason why I was still here. But what it was, I didn't know yet. As for her, when she arrived, Ragatha was so scared and clearly needed someone to look after her. So, I decided to take her under my wing and help her, protect her. And it seemed to work, which was something I found in our first mission, when we morphed for the first time. While I kept my powers as the Purple Ranger, she was given new ones, becoming a brand new Indigo Ranger. And afterwards, her presence just changed my outlook on life. She became a light for others as they arrived, just like I did for her. But then Jax arrived. At first we thought he was like us, and we were right, for a while. However, I guess his personality in the real world made sense with the fact that he got, well, the Yellow Ranger powers. Even from the start, he seemed to have a very powerful, realistic outlook, seeing our digital world as just that, digital. Always justifying his actions, no matter how bad, as not mattering because all this is fake. And yet, through everything he did, Ragatha did what she could to make Jax feel welcome and loved. But the more she tried, the more he just pushed us away. But things changed when Ribbit showed up and became our Green Ranger. I didn't get to know her personally, but something about her broke through to Jax. I could see her personality was very powerful for him, and he finally lowered his defenses. With her, he was, well, she and Jax were such a great duo. There was a connection between them that I haven't seen from Jax before or since. It was like they were of one mind. On missions, they were so close together, they knew each other's moves and worked so fluidly that no opponent could beat them. It honestly made me so proud of both of them. But then Gangle showed up with the power of, well, theoretically, two Rangers. Unmorphed, she has two masks for her face, comedy and tragedy. What she was told by Kane is that she'll morph into a Red Ranger, but every time she's done so, her comedy mask has already been broken. It was because of this that Jax kept making fun of her and treating her badly, but Through it all, I saw Ragatha was always there for her. Looking back, I'm kind of depressed about it. I wish I could have done something more to help, but, well, as I said, it was long before Ragatha came here that I was in the right mental space. Even when I wanted to help, I couldn't figure out how, and it would just appear as if I were crazy. Which, well, I was. Simple, I'd say. You were never really crazy. Thank you, Pomni. But things changed again when Kaufmo showed up as our White Ranger. He went on his first mission with us, and he was separated from us and paired up with Jax and Ribbit. Watching them work together was like seeing a trio of friends who had always known each other, despite this being the first time they went on a mission together. Despite Kaufmo not having the best jokes, he put on his clown-like persona in the digital world and tried to make everyone's day better. And the three of them were inseparable and such a great team, even when the rest of us were taken down easily. It was quite a sight to watch. I didn't know that about him. Well, Jax does play things closer to the chest nowadays. And that all began when Ribbit abstracted. It devastated Jax so much. I don't think I saw him for a week after that. And things were never the same with him. He became distant, cut off from just about everyone else. He stopped hanging out with Kaufmo and became more cruel towards the rest of us. And right after Ribbit abstracted, Zooble showed up as our Pink Ranger. And, well, Zooble wasn't happy with their appearance. Every day, I remember they would try a new look with their attachments, especially on missions to see if it helped, but eventually, Zooble just stopped going on missions. They just felt empty every day. Even jokes from Kaufmo wouldn't work on them. I can't even count how many times I would find Zooble in their room when a new mission was announced. I felt sorry for Zooble, but every time I got into the right headspace to do anything, I would always be too late to talk to them about it. Or I'd just be seen as crazy once again. It's not your fault, Kinger. You've been there for all of us, through thick and thin. Thank you. But I feel like I could have done more to help. About a year later, I showed up, and it was very jarring for me. I don't know what was going on, but everything started going wrong with my arrival. On top of Kaufmo abstracting right before I got here, things only got stranger. When the adventure began, even the NPCs, called Gloinks for this mission, started acting weird. They attacked and even ate Zooble. It's not out of the realm of plausibility for that to happen, as we can't die in this digital realm, but it was quite jarring, as the Gloink Queen NPC eating Zooble was unprovoked and a little too harsh for our adventures. But Zooble was okay, and we had ended the day and mission like normal. But it was something everyone noticed. Well, except for me at this time. I was more focused on trying to leave. When I found an exit door that day, I went through it and got lost in a maze of doors and office spaces. It eventually took me out into the void. I didn't want to be out there, but something was calling to me there, like some sort of force pulling me deeper into it, like it wanted to show me something, like something was pulling me free. But Kane 5 found me out there and brought me back. It was quite a strange first impression. And the next day was even weirder. During our mission, it was supposed to be a usual adventure. At least, that's what Ragatha told me. It was during that adventure I learned what my ranger color, or rather, colors are: red and blue. According to everyone else, I'm the first one who has two colors combined into one. It seems there's a lot more to these powers than even any of us thought. But even stranger was the adventure itself. It wasn't like anything the others dealt with. Several NPCs were rather cruel, hitting Gangle's comedy mask and breaking it before we even spent 5 minutes there. But then one of the NPCs, I looked it up later and his name was Gummy Goo, somehow got into the area underneath the map and had a bit of an existential crisis. It caused him to go completely insane and attack everything underneath the map, which, wiped out just about every other NPC in this area. And for a while, we didn't even know where he was. It took Kane 5 bringing him to us before we could defeat him and save the day. But sadly, we weren't able to undo any of the damages he'd done. The NPCs he wiped out were gone from every record of the digital world. Yeah, but then he grew to the size of a two-story building, and that just left everyone confused. It took new Zords to beat him. From what everyone said, this kind of thing never happened before. And I think Jack started blaming me for all this. But the next mission... Oh, that was the worst one. I'm not a fan of horror or jump scares, and this mission was all about that. Well, more so it was one of those choose one of these two doors for your adventure kind of thing. But Kinger and I went into the more deadly and horrifying version by accident. But it was also there that Kinger and I got to bond on a deeper level. It was incredibly dark in that path. Darkness allows me to have a better grasp on my sanity. I can remember things a little more clearly, and I'm always taken back to when my wife abstracted. Queenie? Yeah, that was her name in this digital world. I can't remember what her real name was, but here and out there, she knew how to make me feel like I was on top of the world. I miss her so much. Anyway, during our path, we were sent into a portal that, well, to put it bluntly, we were sent to hell. And this, while the others did what they could to complete the mission. I guarantee with Ragatha and Gangle working together, They went a more pacifist route and saved the day without the need of the Zords. Yeah, and we did find a way out of this adventure as well. It was quite strange, though. That's putting it mildly, Kinger. There was this weird angel head thing that tried to attack us, and when we tried to fight back, we were sent to hell where evil souls tried to infest our bodies. It was bad. Yeah. But the next adventure was definitely more interesting. It was from our suggestion box, which basically doesn't exist, and we had a more low key mission. All it was to be at work at a fast food place and do what we could to keep our identities as Rangers a secret. It was an opportunity for us to have a more relaxed look and not be thrown into such a wacky adventure. Though, honestly, it was still pretty crazy. Each of us would have to be gone for an hour at a time, and we'd have to try to explain the reason to our bosses. I actually found it interesting to help Rangers in the future. However, not everyone liked that one. Gangle, in particular, was stationed as the store's manager, and, well, she looked very sore and depressed, even with a more pronounced happy mask. But it would have given her an opportunity to morph into a stronger form, which I kind of theorized could have been a White Ranger form. My theory is that with her happy mask, it can give her a battleizer. That's something we did put into the program, but I can't remember if it was ever finalized or completed. That too, but we never got to see her part of the adventure. Then there was Ragatha, who got something called stupid sauce in her eye, which I don't know why, but it made her act drunk. Thank goodness it ends when she morphs, but for some reason she then becomes drunk again when she demorphs. We didn't know why. And Jax? Well, he just looked unbelievably depressed about it. Like it was something he's been trying to avoid in the digital world. And I think he started being terrified and annoyed by Gangle in her manic mask. Just goes to show you don't need to put on a disguise for your feelings. You just need to be yourself. True, and I think it definitely showed through the next adventure. Instead, we went on several in a bit of a lightning round format from the suggestion box ideas. The first one had us in Africa fighting out of control endangered animals. So essentially, we were poachers. And the second, we were working for the President of the United States, which I never understood. They were Jax's suggestions. No question there. But the third one from Gangle was actually more interesting. We were now in Japan as investigators, trying to find something that was stolen. But that one was cut short when Jax was trying to embarrass Gangle with something. Something about an anime figure? And the next adventure? Oh yeah, that one was just beautiful. We didn't have to fight any monsters or try to hide our identities. We just got to chill with our Megazord on another planet. It was definitely my favorite. Then we had Zooble's suggestion, which was a bar scene, actually. We just hung out and talked a bit. Mostly about what we remember from our lives outside the digital world. It certainly was a good time. And I even got to have a corncob blitz. Outside? What do you mean? Oh, yeah. We don't remember our names or even our own faces, only some memories of what we were like in personality and what our jobs were. But this was a good way for us to get to know each other, even if some of us didn't want to talk. And then we got to play softball, thanks to Ragatha. Yeah, I wasn't too into that one. I'm not really a fan of sports. But it was a way for us to work together as a team. And we managed to have fun while doing it. Yeah, if anything, it was a nice low stakes adventure to have, just to get to know everyone better. However, Kane 5 didn't seem to like that. I heard him say when we got back that his ideas were much better than ours. Which, no. And the following day, we first saw Kane 5 start to lose it. When we were supposed to have a team building exercise, but Jax just took it as an opportunity to shoot people. So we paired up into teams and just started shooting each other. It was essentially pure chaos. I legit don't know how it got to that point. But Jax seemed to have had a bit more fun than everyone else. As Kinger explained, he believes our actions don't have any consequence since this world isn't real. He was also way more sadistic than I ever saw him before. And when I thought we were connecting, he just ended up pushing me away again, harder than ever. And afterwards, well, I started to get worried. He always seemed too focused on himself, but something seemed off this time. Like his entire world was collapsing. As if he were about to extract. Yeah. I'm sorry, Pomni. Well, the following day, we decided to go to the beach of this digital world for a more relaxing time. And it definitely was. That is, until we met Zordable. He said he was part of the PNR company, and he had found a way to leave. We went all over the place for this, distracting Kane 5, getting administrator passes to break into his office, and gather our bearings before leaving. Why didn't I see it sooner? Pomni, it's not your fault. It is! If anything, I got everyone's hopes up. I led them to this. It is my fault this happened. I'm sorry, what happened? It was a trap and an adventure. Kane 5 had set it up for us. We went to Kane 5's housing area, where we ended up at a console that would have supposedly set us free. But Jax, for some reason, went and hit the other button to keep us all trapped here. Kane 5 said he knew we'd want to stay with him, but by that point, everyone was just straight up pissed off at him. He lied to us. He made Abel lied to us. Afterwards, we didn't have the strength to really, well, carry on. We got our hopes up. We were let down. Everything was destroyed for us. It was so much so that we just sat in the lobby area to process everything. Unfortunately, all we really did was put Kane 5 into a frenzy. He began to go more and more crazy with his adventures and missions, which began breaking us more and more. Our spirits couldn't handle it. When we finally had a chance to get out of the open, I saw Kinger sitting by himself and noticed a bucket, and knowing he was here the longest, made it so that he'd be in darkness. And upon that, I told the team what I told you, that I created Cain, and this world was made by him, though it was with the help from my original team. I knew that with Cain going more insane, we had to do something. As a programmer myself, I could disable Kane's programming, or at least temporarily put him to sleep through a computer. So, I went through the old exit door until I came across one. It was office space after office space, so I knew a computer would be there for sure. But this time there were some firewalls in the form of gloink enemies, but I was able to take them down very easily, even without morphine. She got the computer to me. Then they all went to distract Kane 5 as I would do my thing, so as to not make him suspect. And it worked for a bit. But things were a lot harder than I thought. Just about every path I took in his code was stronger with firewalls we never put in place. So there was no way to easily get around them. Meanwhile, we had our troubles. Staying on Kane 5's good side only got him to eventually suspect that he was being distracted. So, in desperation, I went right for his ego, calling him out as a terrible host and friend, and everyone else joined in, and all it really turned into was us venting to him about everything that he's done to us. And I think he took it a little too personally. He sent us into our worst nightmares. No morphers, and with our deepest regrets and fear coming out to attack us. And I wasn't having much luck either. Something went wrong in the program. And when Kane 5's program began suspecting, something else popped in. I couldn't tell you exactly what it was, but it altered what I was trying to do. And in doing so, I killed Kane 5. And now this digital world is just this colorless world falling apart. Who knows how much longer we have in here. And there's no way to leave. Holy shit! Pretty twisted, huh? I know it's going to be a lot more heavy and suspenseful than a lot of Power Ranger seasons, but I mean, come on, we have RPM. That's one of the darkest seasons ever. And honestly, there is just so much that goes on in the series. And because of that, I actually debated on a few different ideas for this. It was either make it that the entire time they are Power Rangers, make an adventure where they're Power Rangers, or make it that they have some Power Ranger knowledge or powers that goes on throughout the show. But ultimately, I decided on making them a Power Ranger team in and of itself, kind of thing. That way, it was a little bit easier for me to get to drawing each of them and have a fully fledged story for it. Now, a lot of this does happen in episodes 1 through 8. And so there was a lot of stuff that I feel like I missed out on. But it was just so much fun for me to put this all together and get it to you guys. Also, this video was so much fun to make, and I love the Amazing Digital Circus, and maybe I'll put out a full-length review sometime. But in the meantime, give this video a like if you want to see more videos like it. Leave a comment. Let me know what speed paint video I should do next. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. Also, check out my Discord server. It's a great place to just talk with me and other people about the videos that I put out. And it's where I'll be putting up updates every once in a while, and even putting up some additional footage and questions and all that stuff. Also, follow me on Twitter as well at prnerd_official, and check out my TikTok as well. I don't post there too often, but I have been for certain items. Also, follow me on Instagram at PowerRangers_nerd. I put up the artworks for all of my speed paint videos on there for you guys to check out. Also, check out my Patreon as well. I'm still kind of in the process of making it, but it is a great way for you guys to support me and keep the lights on here. And also, by becoming a member on Patreon, you'll be able to get early access to my videos as well. And you could even get some shoutouts on my YouTube channel as well. So, I'd suggest giving that a look too. So, in the meantime, stay bright, my young superstars! So, until we see each other again, may the power protect you all, and I'll see you guys next time. There was this weird angel head that tried to attack us, and when we fought back, we were sent to hell, where evil souls tried to infest our bodies. It was bad. I'm sorry, I just wanted to do it for that.